Hello, hi, my name is Danny, and I am the creator of Skin Harmonics, the very first holistic skin methodology, system, skincare line, all that. And today I want to talk about learning how to pause with our skin, mastering how to basically just pull back into basics for our skin when it's going through an inflammatory reaction. And there's so many different reasons that our skin gets mad and upset. And it really doesn't matter the reason. It could be sunburn, it could be injections, it could be any overzealous conventional anti-aging or acne treatment, which everybody here knows not to do, but sometimes we do dumb things, right? So sometimes we do stuff and our skin gets angry. It might have been something that we ate that puts us into like a big inflammatory episode if we're struggling with rosacea. It could be a chemical reaction to a certain skincare product, including chemical sunscreens, which do have there's a high probability of reacting to chemical sunscreens. It's one of the reasons I've never sold them. And I mean, say it, it's chemical sunscreen. So no, thank you. And it could also just be an allergic reaction to many of the essential oils that we shouldn't be using on our skin. And it could also be just trying to think of all the reasons our skin gets mad at us. It could be after we've had something waxed on our face. It could be eyebrows or a lip wax, and that can cause a lot of inflammation on our skin. And when this happens, what I want to explain to you all what to do is how to pause, how to stop doing anything that is activating for our skin, to give our skin a chance to get rid and let that inflammation move through. And so what if your skin is going through an inflammatory response? I would say, number one, stop using any cleanser, even a gentle cleanser. Just use warm water, never hot, never cold for an actual cleanse. You're just going to use warm water, gentle, gentle, gentle. You're going to stop all exfoliation, and this, which you guys shouldn't be doing anyways, but you're even going to stop doing Revive. Revive it's very gentle. However, it would still be too much for skin that's struggling and in an inflammatory episode. And Bright, the vitamin C powder, is also stimulating. And so no Revive, no Bright. And this also, and something else that's activating to a large degree, although it's gentle, is the dermal nutrients. So this means no Fortify, no Feast, and most certainly not Super Feast. Just taking away the dermal nutrients, because they are stimulating. Even though they're natural, they definitely create that increased cell turnover with our skin, which can be just too much, will be too much for skin that's angry. And the last product to stop would be Lamina, because Lamina is very, very dense, and because it's as dense as it is, it has a tendency to actually trap heat underneath it. And so you could use Lamina, but it would be at a smaller amount. Unity, Trinity, and Truce, and of course, Nomad would be better choices. But Lamina, because it's so dense, has a tendency to trap heat. And then of course, stay out of the sun, and don't do hot saunas, don't do hot yoga if your face is very inflamed. And the things to do would be, this is really helpful, to do a chilled ice water splash with a bowl. Like, get a bowl, put chilled natural spring water, not sink water. It's really important that the water not have chlorine in it. And you get it cold, you can even put ice cubes in it, and you would just splash and splash and splash for about 5 minutes, leaning over this bowl. And that can just pull a lot of heat out. And then you would ever so gently dry your face, use Devote or just more plain spring water. And then there's two things that you could use for a hydrating serum, the first, if you have it, would be Balance, because Balance is so soothing. It has blue chamomile in it. That is especially soothing, and it has white willow, and it also has turmeric in it. Low amounts. So that would be the first choice. The second choice would just be plain aloe vera gel from the not the skincare aisle, because that's going to have weird stuff in it, but it'll be from the supplement aisle. So Balance or plain aloe vera gel. And then Nomad or Unity would be the ideal moisturizers to use on top of that. And it's the plain Nomad that doesn't even have the rose or the frankincense in it, just so that it's just so not risking any reactivity to the essential oils in there. And if you don't have those, which I hope you guys all should, the idea is to lean into something very simple for a moisturizer. And it could be just coconut oil, organic, cold pressed, of course, or olive oil, or it could be just plain jojoba oil. All of those are really suitable, plain, non-irritating moisturizers to just, get that barrier in place and to prevent water from evaporating. And those are moisturizers that won't trap heat to the extent that Lamina will. And the reason that we're going to take the Fortify, the Feast, and the Super Feast out is, like I mentioned, it's just kind of too much for skin that's in trouble. So anytime your skin is in trouble, just take those out. And sometimes it's not even an incident that creates sensitivity to the dermal nutrients or your skin gets upset. I myself went through a period several years ago where I went about 3 months where my skin just didn't want the dermal nutrients. And it threw me off at first, but I just rolled with it. I gave my skin a break. I just did Devote, Balance, and my moisturizer. And I did Unity. That was several years ago. I did Lamina. I guess I was switching back between those, but I just let my skin just do whatever it needed to do. It's somewhat mysterious, these processes that our bodies go through. And I started up, I think I tried a couple of weeks later. It was still reactive. I waited a couple more weeks and that was it. And my skin has been hungry ever since. And sometimes we know what the inflammatory episode is about, and there's times where we just really don't know. But the important part is that we don't argue with our skin. Our skin, we just can't. I mean, it's very similar to how, if a baby is crying, you cannot reason with a baby, and we can't, apply logic and all of that. And our skin is very much the same way. Our skin just is and reacts as it is. And so there's no argument. There is just this deep listening that happens and obey. This is just not happening with my skin. And then stopping those things, leaning into these things is going to help us really go the distance with our skin. And we get in our heads about we have to do this, this, and this, and this in our lives and in our skin. And it has to look like this, and this is the regime, and it's great, and we need structure. And absolutely all of that is absolutely the way. And part of that is knowing how to adjust that, take out the dermal nutrients, lean back into those basics, and just wait and move on and let your skin catch up. And this, knowing how to master the pause of how to just be with our skin in that way, is really critical to what it takes to go the long distance with our skin. So I hope all of that makes sense. And just keep that in your understanding of as you're doing the products and doing all of the layering on all of that, just know that there might be a time and a place if your skin gets upset about something where you just take a break from the dermal nutrients, but continue that basic layering sequence. And I also want to remind everyone that I am on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm also on YouTube, and I'm on Facebook. And it's especially sweet for me when I have an existing client who gets on and makes a comment or likes something. So thank you for those of you that are doing that. And I want to encourage everyone else to do that as well. It makes a difference for me. And Yeah, I think that's it. And I will see you all next time.